Worst sneaker release of all time. The worst sneaker release of all time.
If you meet a girl for the first time, what's the worst sneaker she could be wearing?
Worst sneaker release of all time.
Worst sneaker of all time.
The worst sneaker release of all time.
Worst
Panda dunks.
pandas. Pandas.
Panda dunks.
Motherfucker. Panda dunk, man.
Pandas, we might need to get them up out of here.
It gotta be the pandas.
Pandas. The pandas are ruining sneaker culture, bro. Pandas. The pandas are ruining sneaker culture, bro.
Pandas are ruining sneaker culture, bro.
It gotta be the pandas.
Pandas are ruining sneaker culture, bro.
Pandas. Pandas. Everybody hates pandas.
Motherfucker, panda dunk, man.
Worst sneaker release of all time.
It's hard to think of a sneaker that's more hated on in modern times than the Panda Dunk. The shoe gets hated on because it's been a massive trend, but in classic sneaker irony, hating on that trend has actually become a trend itself.
Worst sneaker of all time.
You know, Panda dunks.
Everybody hates the pandas.
Yeah.
Panda dunks.
Everybody hates pandas.
You already know which one it is. Everybody wearing pandas.
Pandas. Everybody hates pandas.
Now me personally, I've never really had a dog in the fight, but I have been getting increasingly annoyed with the amount of hate that I've seen the Panda Dunk getting that I became motivated to go out and buy me a pair. Now I will say that I did cop these on sale for £65, but in getting the shoes in hand and in giving them an inspection and chucking them on foot, I can honestly say this shoe is absolutely fine. I can see why these got so popular. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the rise of the Panda Dunk. I'm going to talk about just what it is about this shoe that captivated the imaginations of so many people, be they sneakerheads or not. And we're going to talk about what led to these becoming one of the most hated on sneakers of all time, and in a lot of people's opinions, the worst sneaker of all time.
If you were to meet a girl for the first time, what's the worst shoe she could be wearing?
Panda dunks.
Why?
Because every girl has them.
They're not cute.
Nah,
Red flag?
not feeling them now.
Okay.
The Panda Dunk first dropped at the end of 2020 in extremely limited quantities, making them very, very desirable. They then came out in a more official capacity in like March of 2021. And if you think back to the sneaker game right around this time, it was peak dunk hype. One of the reasons why the Panda Dunk specifically became so popular for so many different types of people is the fact that these are so simple. It is a black and white shoe. It's the type of sneaker that you can easily dress up or dress down. And given the fact that the Dunk was the it shoe of the moment, these were always bound to be incredibly popular with sneakerheads and non-sneakerheads alike. But none of us could have anticipated the extent to which these would become popular. I mean, every man and his dog were rocking the Pandas in 2021, in 2022, in 2023. In fact, the popularity of the Panda is one of the main reasons why sneakerheads specifically have grown to hate this shoe so much.
Oversaturated?
Oh my god. Yo, I walk into any store and I see at least 6 or 7 pandas, bro.
Oversaturated like crazy. Just oversaturated. They keep dropping them, man. I can't believe last straw was 300K, man.
I gotta say the panda dunks. Because everyone has them.
It's crazy to me that people will characterize this sneaker as being the worst of all time because of the fact that it's one of the most popular of modern times. That logic to me seems crazy. The worst sneaker is the most popular sneaker. That's like saying that the worst song of all time is the song that went to #1 and stayed there for some time.
Do you rather wear fakes of your favorite shoe or Panda Dunks?
Rather wear fake chunky donkeys.
That's crazy.
Fakes.
Over the Pandas?
Over the pandas, for sure.
Really?
Overrated.
I'll never be caught wearing pandas ever again, so fakes.
The other reason why people say that these are trash or the Panda Dunks suck or whatever is because of the quality. And looking at the pair that I've bought in hand, I can honestly understand this. These are not a particularly nice quality sneaker. They have this all leather. I mean, it could be leather, it could be pleather, it could be vinyl stamped leather. I'm not sure. It's not a particularly good quality leather. The other generic feedback around the quality is the build. They're not particularly well made. There's all sorts of quality control issues, and looking at my pair, yeah, I do have a couple of smudges, some glue marks. The stitching isn't particularly good. I can totally get the criticisms of this shoe when it comes to the quality, the build quality, and the QC. Valid. Another interesting angle pertaining to the hate of Panda Dunks comes from, I want to say, a more old head perspective, or maybe a more purist sneakerhead perspective, wherein the hate levied towards people that wear Panda Dunks, or the Panda Dunk in general, comes from a gatekeeper's perspective. That is to say, old school sneakerheads don't like the idea that Panda Dunks have gotten a lot of people into the sneaker culture, or wearing the Panda Dunk has enabled people to call themselves sneakerheads. I don't think it can be denied that this sneaker for a lot of people could be considered a gateway sneaker, where buying a pair of Panda Dunks has then gotten people into other types of dunks and then other types of sneakers, and then has transformed them into a bit of a sneakerheads. The other reason why people have hated on the Pandas is just because the Nike Dunk trend has been such a massive trend over the years. It's one of those trends that hasn't really come and gone with the seasons. Like, it has stayed pretty omnipresent for the past 4 years now. And the simple fact of the matter is, trends are easy to hate on. One of the other big reasons why people want to say Panda Dunks are getting a lot of hate these days is because they're no longer reselling for a lot of money. The same people that were hyping them up in 2021 and 2022, when they were making a lot of money from reselling them thanks to the untold amounts of different restocks we were having, are the same people that are now hating on them because they are finally sitting and going on sale in stores.
Worst sneaker of all time.
You know, Panda Dunks.
You already know which one it is. Everybody wearing pandas.
Pandas. Everybody hates pandas.
If you meet a girl for the first time, what's the worst shoe she could be wearing?
Pandas.
You're not a fan?
I hate them.
Imagine calling out the Panda Dunk as being the worst sneaker of all time, whilst simultaneously wearing a pair of black and white Dunks. Bro. The thing with these interviews is that as time has gone on, and as the reactions have been so uniform and so conformist, even the interviewers have grown tired of getting the same old answers.
Worst sneaker of all time?
Panda Dunk. It's gotta be the Panda Dunk. It's so overrated.
What's the worst sneaker of all time?
Panda.
Give me something else.
Panda.
Dude, there's no one sneaker that's worse than a Panda.
Panda.
Black and white Dunks.
Everyone says that. There's no other sneaker.
Everybody has them. It's like,
There's no other sneaker you can think of that's worse.
These guys are so blinded by their hate for the Panda Dunk that they really want to stand on business, to the point of relegating a woman's aesthetic appearance based on her wearing the Dunks, or even to the point of not even dating someone based on them wearing the Panda Dunks. It is completely outrageous.
If you meet a girl for the first time, what's the worst sneaker she could be wearing?
Don't walk up to me with no pandas on.
You're not a fan? If you meet a girl for the first time, what's the worst sneaker she could be wearing?
Pandas.
She's a 10, but she only wears Panda Dunks.
Negative.
Okay, not terrible.
Not terrible. I mean, we can manage.
I do think as we approach the end of 2024 that the hate on Panda Dunk trend is kind of burning out now. It does feel like this trend is coming to an end. It's almost like it's starting to come full circle again, where people are appreciating the Panda Dunk for what it is. Now, me personally, having had these in hand and chucked them on foot now, I can honestly understand the appeal. Very simple shoe. I can also understand the criticisms. These are pretty crap quality. But in terms of just a general shoe, an everyday beater, this has got to be like one of the ideal options. If you're genuinely into dunks and you've been about the model for a long time now and you don't have a pair of pandas in your collection and you're in a place where they're sitting and available under retail, why would you not have this shoe in your collection? I don't understand. It's the best time to pick up a pair. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the panda hate trend is over, and now that these are sitting and going on sale, it's now the time to pick them up? Will these come back again in the future? Feel free to sound off and let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now.
New beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword, swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light, getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top.